Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here specially for you this evening. This is the opening to Season 12 of MRC, and we are here live for the first practice session of the season. 10 drivers in for this session, and we are also very, very pleased to bring you, nonetheless, the team draw. And nobody actually knows what team they're going to be in this year. So, pop yourselves in the YouTube chat. All of you who are watching, hit the like button, of course. And, give us your thoughts. What team would you like to be in? What team are you in? Is also the big question. So, we're going to get in now. And a little bit of a rundown from one of the gentlemen who are with me of the new rules, new regulations, new penalties, and of course the new tier system. And I'll let the two gentlemen joining me this evening go through that with you. First of all, give him a big call. I don't think he'll be talking much. He's doing a lot of work and has done huge amounts of work. So first of all, before I do introduce him, a big thank you personally from me, and also from the other admins as well, for all the hard work that you've put in the last couple of weeks. Again, as we do constantly for MRC. And it is the boss man himself, Mr. Single Track Red 5, Mr. Martin Hills. Good evening, sir.
Are you trying to get back on my Christmas card list?
Yes, a little bit.
That was simperingly snivelly. I like it.
Are we well, sir?
Yeah, all good. Yeah, it's just been a bit of a busy couple. Obviously, I've only been back from being away 2 weeks ago. I came back and pretty much have non-stop done league stuff. I've basically just taken the last, what day is it today? 9 days off work to do league stuff. So
incredible.
Yeah, hopefully everything is now like tippity top and ship shape. So everything should be nice and shiny and new and updated for everybody.
I'm sure it will be. And the man as well, also joining us this evening, the man who, former head steward, the man who does the team draw, the man who's your fate, your team, your colours for this season is in this gentleman's hands. It is the Lion King himself, Mr. Simba. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Hodgie. How we doing?
I have a rum in hand, so I am fantastic.
Captain Rum's back, is he?
He certainly is. He never left.
Well, back for season 12 anyway.
Exactly that.
New season, have you got a new rum to go with it?
I have a few new ones, yes. So, we'll see how that goes.
Banned from Prime Day.
I honestly, I was good at Prime Day this week. I was very, very good. I limited myself to one bottle, so I was very good.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, I suppose we best get this going because we've only got 56 minutes left.
Yeah, quickly before we go in, let's cut to Martin. Would you like to run through the new tier system of how it's all changed now this season?
Oh, thanks for that. Oh, you're going to make me think about things. Yes, well...
Can't let you have an easy ride. I'm already back on the Christmas card list. I've now got to make it difficult.
Basically, we wanted to reduce our admin by about 30%, so we got rid of a tier. Oh, you want me to say more? Right,
oh,
okay.
Yes.
No, that's not true. That's a joke. That is a joke.
Wouldn't it be 25%?
I don't know.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I'm with Simba on this one.
No, it's not 25% either, is it? Because it's what you add back. It doesn't matter. Maths. I was crap at maths. Right, anyway, I win. Basically, obviously we had issues with some attendance in Tier 3 last season. And we also had, let's be honest, some issues with driving standards. And I think we're all very, very aware of those two things as a combination, which led to us having a bit of a tricky season in Season 11. So what we did was, effectively, we cut out a lot of dead wood not meaning any offence there to anyone who's still in the league that we've removed from a seat, but there's a lot of people who are no longer in the league who we've removed from seats, which I think went a little bit unnoticed because we did remove an awful lot of people based on their driving standards in particular during the season last season. And as the season went on, we also started removing people based on their attendance. And basically, we got to the end of the season, and it seemed more prudent to switch, at least for the time being, to a 3-tier system. Especially seeing as Tier 3 itself has corner line added to it this season, which makes it a lot more approachable for those who would originally have been in Tier 4 or who might have slotted into Tier 4 as newcomers previously. So Tier 4 is a little bit surplus to requirements, and it means that we've now got our, hopefully, cleanest and most reliable people in seats.
Exactly. And then just quickly before we do go into the no, Simba is chomping at the bit, or chasing after an antelope, one of the two. Just quickly, of course, Martin created a lot of the penalty system with yourself. Just like to go through that quick penalty system as well, please? If you don't mind, just so the drivers are aware of how changing things up a little bit now.
Who's
probably
that?
Best Martin take this one, because
So,
as I'm not really head steward anymore.
have we got 2 hours?
We needed.
Yeah, fair point. Let's do a synopsis.
No, yeah, synopsis is that basically we completely and utterly changed the way that the stewards will now think about penalties. So not only is there a much broader and harsher array of penalties that they can make use of, there's also a softer penalty that they can use if they want to as well, so it's not all doom and gloom. Basically, we've introduced everything from a 3-second penalty right up to huge penalties that will completely ruin the races of anybody who is silly enough to ruin someone else's race. So what will now happen is that if you cause a big issue on track and you do something really dumb that has a big impact on other people, that impact will probably be reversed onto you, and you will very much regret doing it, and hopefully learn not to do that again. That's kind of the simple side of the penalties themselves. When it comes to actually assessing penalties, there's a sliding scale, and the stewards will basically look at things based on the level of intent, optimism, stupidity. Basically
Quite a wide range.
Well, it's kind of the same thing, isn't it, really? I mean, ultimately, if you take a really big risk that you really shouldn't be taking because you haven't thought it through, then you'll get penalised more heavily. If you make a little error and it leads to something bad happening, then obviously there's not intent in that. Yeah. And therefore that will be taken into account as well. So basically, there's sort of two kind of ranges of consideration. One is like how daft was what you did, and the other is what impact you had. And those two things combine together to give you both a points penalty based on how daft you were, and a time penalty based on what impact you had to either the race of an individual or other people.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, that's there's a lot to go through, and we will probably touch on that through different commentators as well throughout the opening few races of the season. So let's now get into the team draw itself, the one that you're all here for and waiting for. Don't forget to hit the like button as well, all of you who are watching. Now then, let's start with the newly formed, you could call it, Tier 3. And I do believe Mr. Simba is going to lead us away with the Alfa Romeo team for Tier 3 this season.
So the Alfa Romeo's the nighttime barber shop.
Yes. Unfortunately, they're in the pits, so I can't actually bring a car finance in the pits. So I've gone. I know it is, isn't it? So I've kind of gone with their parent team, the Ferraris, at the minute.
Oh, he's coming out.
Oh, good. Right, there he is. Perfect.
So, first driver in the seat, one of our American friends. It's, of course, Brandon Ray, also known as Speedy Bullet. Let's hope he's as speedy as his name suggests. And joining him in the nighttime barber shop. One of our long-standing members, very clean. I know he's got no assists last season. Let's hope he keeps it up. It's, of course, Carl Radband, which is B17.
Yeah, a nice little team pairing going on there as well. Looking forward to that. I know Speedy Brother. Ooh, fanning. Sorry, moving out. Go away from that one. Bad timing.
I'm having flashbacks. Flashbacks.
Yeah.
Do you remember the time we did this and we got all the admins in and something went horribly wrong and they all got over competitive with each other and it led to disasters?
Oh,
Let's
yeah, when
not
we did those
remember
5-lap races. Yeah, that was
was
funny
a
for us, maybe not for them. It didn't go well.
Let's move along quickly. Simba, you're up next.
Yeah. I'll do next.
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
I'll do next. Unfortunately, he's in the pits, which is Wookie, and that is the Alpha Tauri team. We've got, well, for the Italian outfit, we have got a Scottish pairing, and it's not the Banshee Man this time round. It's going to be I was going to say a quieter affair, but we still may need a translator. First of all is Danny Hall, or RFC Danny, in the Alpha Tauri. And he's alongside Alan McLaughlin. Couldn't get much more Scottish surname if you tried. And that is otherwise known by PSN as Biff89. So that's going to be an interesting party.
It usually is. I've been in their party a few times. And
I've been in
half
once
the
or
time
twice.
You can't understand what they're saying.
No, you can't. And I can't talk, I'm Northern. No comments from you, Martin.
When do I ever make comments?
Yeah.
So, next up, I believe, would be the Alpines.
Yeah.
First guy in a seat is, I believe he joined about midway through last season, proved himself reliable, fairly clean. So, it's John Murray, also known as J. Murr. Joining him in the French Baguette. I know one of my fellow commentators for the evening loves this car. I think it screams a lot, personally. It is, of course, Aaron White, who is still sat in the pits. It's Wookie.
Yeah,
It's
very
a
quick
beautiful
driver as
car.
well.
It's a
Yeah, that was
beautiful
covered.
car. What are you talking about?
It is in the blue livery, not in the full pink. I'm not a fan.
You're just... Yeah, no, neither am I. I was about to try to come out with some kind of argument against that,
Yeah,
but I think it
you-
looks
you've
like
not got one.
it looks like an uncooked pork sausage.
I love the livery, hate the engine.
Fair. Good. Next to, where is he? Ah, there he is. Mr. Carl is in this car. It's the beautiful green machine of the Aston Martin. And in that one, we have another driver who's come back into the league after a bit of a hiatus. And that is Charlie Manning, otherwise known as Man5168. So that's coming back and getting a full-time seat. And joining him is a man who won Tier 3, but got promoted to Tier 2. Forgot he actually had to practice. Completely threw every single bottle known to man at it, and out of his car and pram, and has dropped back down to Tier 3. It is the bottle job. Mr. Connor Hardy is back in the Aston Martin.
Should be a pretty good pairing, should that?
Yeah, I think it will actually. Yeah, you're right.
So moving over to the Ferrari camp. Of course, the Italian donkeys do not listen to the strategists, so you'll end up last every week.
He is.
With the wrong tyres, probably.
Yeah.
No, that's just Ant in qualifying.
Last
in Tier
on
1.
full wets in a dry session, of course. I believe this is an all South African pairing.
Ooh.
Is it really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
First up, we've got one of, I believe, the longest standing members in MRC. Admin, steward, all-round nice guy. It's, of course, Avinash. And joining him in the Italian donkey, he's been here a few seasons now as well. It's Heinrich Smith, also known as Smith F122. Might want to update that to 23. Because we did change game.
We have.
Maybe he doesn't handle quite as well as he would do this year if he updated his name. Maybe when maybe he walks down the street and just randomly every so often hits a lamppost for no reason, just because his handling's a bit off.
Maybe. Or maybe you just don't want to pay £7 every time to change his PSN.
Could be. Next on is their customer team, and that is the Haasmobile. I know one Martin is very fond of.
I don't mind the Haas. This year it's a much improved thing.
It is. It is.
Gunther's a legend.
Well, absolutely. So, a man who I hope he is. I think he is somewhere local to me. Not exactly sure where. I think Ryan will tell me.
Whoever that is, they want to lock their doors, don't they?
A little bit. It's Stu Layton, otherwise known as Smoggy Ghost. And joining him is a man who, well, there's a lot of ways we call this man, but we'll just stick with a nice and simple version this evening, and that is Zach Gwynell, and that is Airways 90 in the Haasmobile with Smoggy Ghost this season.
That's one of those names. I always wonder what that name relates to.
What, Gwynell?
No, Airways. Oh, bloody hell.
Maybe you like the chewing gum.
Well, yeah.
I was thinking,
it's a bit extra. Bit of extra.
Yeah. Is he menthol? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's mental. Who knows? So moving on to a team that we've all driven for.
Yeah. The one I had to wait a long time for because Martin wouldn't bugger off.
Well, how very rude. I think just out of spite, I'm going to go back there and see some 13.
That's right, I'm not going back there now. I've done it.
It's, of course, the papaya of the McLarens. So, one half of the McLaren boys. I believe this is another Scottish. A lot of them in this tier. It's, of course, Alan Crawford, also known as Alan HC. Joining him in the Papaya Mobile, it is our Tier 4 champion from last season. It is, of course, Colin Bay, also known as Teabag.
Yeah, or fondly known as Tetlers. Or Yorkshire.
He's one of our guys that's moved up from 4 into 3, isn't he?
Both of them are.
Yes. Yeah. And both very, very quick. I think Teabags and Colin, he's reserved a bit higher up, like 2 as well, and he's done a good, he's done really well for himself.
Teabag won't reserve 2 because he can't cope without the line, apparently.
Ah, well.
I think it's Airways that keeps reserving up.
Yes, he does.
Airways does reserve, yeah.
He's definitely raced very well in Tier 2, yeah. So he
has Wookie.
Interesting as well, yeah.
So is Wookie, yeah. Wookie as well, one to keep an eye on this season. And then we're going to the one that you two absolutely love. That the Blowhole is driving currently, and that is the, what do you call it, the upside down triangle?
Well, it's not anymore. It's kind of like a weird, like, T-shaped thing.
I actually like it this time. I think the the carbon fibre works really well.
Oh, the colour's lovely, but the shape of the car now is very peculiar.
I much prefer it to the silver one.
Yeah, I mean, we were so used to it, and then once they went black, we're like, oh, I'm not sure, and then now it suits them better.
I would like to say that I said that was a cool livery the day it came out.
To be fair, you did.
Agree with that.
I did as well.
Yeah, I was a bit hit and miss. I thought it was just a one-off, and then they've stuck with it, and it's kind of grown. And then they went back to silver last season, wasn't it? And then now they've gone, and people are like, yeah, not a fan, and gone back again to black, and it just works. I think in the next update they're going back to, well, what the car looks like now with side pods. A bit more.
Anyway, you better say who's driving, because I've just accidentally dropped the graphic prematurely there. Sorry about that.
No problem. So the first person is James Dudonny, or Donny Osmond, and many other names that we call him. So Jay Dudonny is in the Mercedes in Tier 3 next season. And joining him is a man whose name I definitely am not going to pronounce. So, sorry, Cillian, otherwise known as Antoxa. I think that's quite a good little pair in that.
Oh, close enough.
Got to be Cillian Sycash.
Actually, that sounds quite good. That it sounds good. We'll run with it. So sorry, Cillian, if we're wrong.
Well.
Could be Killian, yes.
Could be Cylon, like out of Battlestar Galactica. Could be a rapper name because he sees cash, man. So, I don't know. I might have had red wine. Someone's given me red wine.
You've given yourself it.
Oh yeah, that'll be it.
So moving on to the Red Bulls.
Who's typically in the pits? So we're going to go to... I can't even go to the Alpha Tauri because he's now in the pits. So we're just going to look at Chris Bailey.
Both useless.
Yes.
Let's hope the drivers can do better. So we have a man who's been with us for a while. He took a bit of a hiatus last season for... Actually, he's on track as well. He took a hiatus, I believe, for uni and work-related, but he's now back with us. It's, of course, Dan Booth, also known as Boothy Jr. Joining him in the Red Bull, it's the man of many names. Very long trousers. Let's hope he can speak when he's back on comms. It's, of course, Kyle Sale. It's Winky.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good little pairing as well. I think Winky, very, very keen and hopefully, can really push himself on this season. And then the last team... Oh, Ryan's in. Good evening, Ryan. So it is the Williams. And I was going to say something then, but I best not. We're quite early on in the evening. So it is the first man is John Raisbeck, otherwise known as Mutt Nuts. So somebody let the dogs out and have allowed him to enter the Williams garage this season. And his teammate is going to be a man who actually quite likes to drive a Stewart, I've noticed last season. And doing a very good job of it as well. And a good, strong competitor is Kendrick Victor, otherwise known as CBG Sambal. Another really strong pairing there.
That's a really good pairing, is that one? And I believe that rounds out tier 3 for us.
It does. It does. So all of these teams are getting dropped into driver lineup within Discord. So head over there and give it a bit of love, because you can see exactly who your teammates are and where you are and who you're racing with and against. So yeah, all of those team graphics are getting dropped as we go.
Yeah, and don't forget to hit the stream with a like button as well. I'd love to see your comments as well. So next up, we are going up the order, and we're going to join to tier 2.
The best tier. Yep.
So we'll start off, I believe, with the Alfa Romeos again. And typically the cars in the pits. So, first driver in the Alfa Romeos, it is Warren Allen, also known as Wazza. If you're a Man United fan, change team. And joining him in the Alfa Romeos, if he was actually on track, he'd be able to display his new car. It's, of course, Thomas Fanning, also known as Fanning 1989.
Yeah, a really strong pairing there. And typically, every time we go to the Alpha Tauris, Wookie is in the pits. So we're going to go and watch Floppy Loppy instead. It's close, it's blue. And we have got a very strong pairing here. The Alpha Tauris, we have got Ilyan Maximov, first of all, otherwise known as Woomax, in the squatting dog. And trying to be politically correct. And in the his teammate on the other side of the garage is Alexander Weiser, which is also known as Gatian. I think that might be pronounced Visor, so apologies, I forgot that wrong. But Gatian and Woomax in the Alpha Tauris next season.
You could call it the pooping pooch.
That is.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Either way, it doesn't look good, and typically it's about to come back on track.
Oh,
it is back on track.
Yeah, sod's law.
I still think it looks awful compared to last time.
It's because it was stuck. It was squatting at the end of the pit lane, rolling one out. So it's just been just a bit slow getting onto track.
So over to the French baguette. The first driver in this team is someone who's just moved up from tier 3. He's been consistent for several seasons now and really earned the promotion. It's, of course, Rob Smith, also known as Rob Smith 82. Let's hope he can do as well in tier 2 as he's done in tier 3. And the other side of the garage, I'm not sure I know who this is. Is it a new joiner?
Probably. I think it's probably
so, yeah.
very French. He's a very French driver.
I mean,
Yep.
his name is Martin Hills, also known as Single Track Red 5.
You sound more Irish or something than you do French.
Yeah, who invited Winky?
That was a really strange accent.
Oh, well.
Red Sonk or Rouge Sonk?
Rouge Sonk, ouais.
Rouge Sonk.
Mais oui,
Sonk Rouge is no, they do colour first, so Sonk Rouge.
Je pense que c'est fantastique. Est-ce qu'il y
Actually,
a
you
une
can
bonne
speak-
chance pour acheter un coq, monsieur, près d'ici, s'il vous plaît, monsieur?
I forgot you speak French.
No, I just say the same thing every single time, which is there anywhere around here I can buy a cheese and ham toasted sandwich?
I'm surprised it's not where's the toilet seats.
Yes, that's an inside joke. But basically, whenever I'm travelling through Europe, as I often do, there's two things in French toilets that seem to be a trend, which is one, they hate toilet seats. Don't understand that. Why do you want to sit on the porcelain? Why not sit in a lovely seat like the rest of the world? The other thing is the triumvirate of the trio of challenges when it comes to washing your hands. Normally, you can't get all three of water, soap, and drying. One of those at least will be broken in every single French toilet. Sometimes
I thought you were going to turn around and say they had the 3 seashells.
Oh yeah, they do. They have that as well. Demolition Man reference. Well done. I thought no one knows what those are for.
He doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
I suspect we've lost a lot of people at this point.
You've definitely lost me.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, let's move. How have I got this twice in a row? But I'll take it. It's the beautiful green machine is back again, and funny enough, he's in it this evening, and he's out on track, and it is Carl Edens, otherwise known as Bit W. He is in the Aston Martin next season, and his teammate is a former commentator. That's gone back a few seasons now. Gentleman who left for a little while and back with us and running really, really well, and it is Mr. Jacob Jones, otherwise known as Fire J Rooster.
Welcome back to Tier 2, Jacob.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's deserved it since he came back.
Teammate.
He is Martin's teammate, yeah. I remember that from Russia very well.
No, it was Azerbaijan.
It was, Russia worked well for me.
I remember Azerbaijan.
I'm sure that Jake doesn't want to hear us remind him of that.
No, probably
so
not.
we'll move over to the donkeys of the Italian version. First driver in the Italian donkey, one of the stewards, I believe he's also a commentator, been with us a few seasons now, previous Tier 4 champion. It's of course Melvin. He will join the Italian team this season. And joining him in the other side of the garage, I believe he's driven for quite a few different teams now. Very consistent, very fast on his day as well. It's of course Jake Card, also known as the Fox River 8.
I don't have an updated version of this, so excuse me. No, I don't have an updated, so I am running off an old one. Apologies.
Do you not have the correct bits and bobs?
No, sorry, I do. Fine, got it, found it. Apologies. Moving on.
Okay.
Ignore me.
I'm sure I sent you it.
Yeah, you did. Apologies. Moving on.
All the graphics are in the shared drive if you need to relate to them.
Oh, I'm on my phone. Yeah, we'll skip that one. So we got that was the 5. So let's go down to the Haas boys, and Boothy's on track. So, gentlemen, who the Frenchman in the Haas? Sorry,
the stream's gone down.
Oh, I haven't. No, it still says it's looking okay for me.
Yeah, no, I've got people commenting on it, and I'm watching it as well, and it says stream unavailable, stream suspended.
Oh, let me see if I can.
Policy violation.
I've paused it and come back. Will that work?
No, you might have to cancel it and start again.
Yeah, you might need to restart the